Well, I guess coming right out of high school when I got the part, it I mean, I had to make a really tough decision because I got accepted into a really prestigious acting school in New York. And it was just like, wow, do I take the experience or do I go to school? And I kind of figured this experience could come once in a lifetime, at least to do this show with this kind of cast and this experience. Yet the school will always be there. So funny enough, it's in my heart that as soon as my daughter graduates, I'm going back to that school. I am. I'll be 45 and I'm going back to school. Because when we were in Florida, it was funny, Universal Studios, people would ask me what college I went to. And I said, well, I didn't yet. I'm doing the show. And they said, well, what college are you going to go to? And I said, well, I don't know. I might just keep acting. And I just remember this feeling of, oh, well, I guess it's really important. And I can see why, knowing what I know now after all these years, going, it's beyond the money you put into college. Your knowledge and your education and the experience is nothing really that money can buy outside of it. I mean, just the confidence and knowing you've studied and you've done the best you can do in whatever given field you've decided to study. And so I love acting. It's in my heart and my soul, and I will go back when I don't have to necessarily worry about paying the rent every single month. But I do want to be the best that I can be, and I feel like so many people will have dropped out by that time. And so I'm going to go back to school, and you'll probably see me gray and old, but I'll be back, and
Great.
that'll
Wonderful.
be that. Yeah.
That's a great story. Well, this I want you to have fun with, and just do a flight of fancy with this question. And that is, if we were creating a new 15,
Yes.
and we have Brooke, the character, how would you change, or what would you do with Brooke's story in the 21st century today, with what you know looking back?
Gosh.
And today, what does that mean? Anywhere you want to go with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Brooke in every show. I mean, you look, there always has to be a Brooke because she's the one that stirs the pot. But I guess here comes, I'm always back to my daughter again, but I guess what I try and teach her is that in every person, there is a good side for the most part. I mean, throughout history, I'm sure there's a few that have no good part, but you can find it. And I think maybe if I got to play her again, or if I saw a new Brooke, I would maybe show those sides of her goodness, or those sides of her vulnerability, maybe. Because I think inside that mean girl was someone who was very insecure, someone who needed to be validated by everyone else or feel like she was important or had a place. And I think there would be times where I would show that side. Right. Because nobody can be mean 24/7 all the time and just...
only if Ian's writing her.
Yeah, right? But
you should get him in here, blame him for
that. But then on the flip side, I'd say, go even further, make her even meaner, because that's so much fun. It was just so much fun to play Brooke. Yeah.
Would she do anything different today? I hear what you're saying about the balance.
Yes.
So it's not all the dark side, the opposite, the positive, the vulnerable, the good side of Brooke.
Right.
But on the evil side, on the Joan Collins, the bad guy, is there anything that would be different that we didn't cover back in then? I mean, just because the world is...
Well, yeah, I would say the world is so different. Well,
yeah.
She was so clean back then, so clean cut. I mean, she had her little... I remember this one flower dress that I tried to seduce Chris, who played Dylan, in his garage with, and it was pretty tight and pretty racy for back then. But I think if she were to happen again today, having watched movies like Mean Girls and such like that, there definitely would have been much more of a slutty element, I think. Because somehow those go hand in hand. The one that wants to be mean to the other girls. It always seems like the nice girl is the wholesome girl, which Laura played an incredibly wholesome, wonderful Ashley. Maybe Brooke even, I mean, because I watch some Nickelodeon shows, and they have pushed the envelope, even Disney has. So she'd probably have a little bit more of that. And I think she didn't play herself. I think she would show a much more intellectual side. She was very, let's go shopping, let's spend money. But I think to think of the things she thought up, there would be a far more conniving intellectual side. But yes.
That's great. That's very interesting. So I guess as a freebie, is there anything that anywhere you want to go that I haven't, anything you want to add to what we've done? You went through my 4 questions and you're fantastic.
Okay. I don't know. I guess I'd love to say hi to all the cast members I haven't seen in years. I miss you, and I think about you often. That's it. I just want to again reiterate what an incredible experience it was. It was so much fun. It's definitely one of the highlights of my life. And I hope there could be kind of a new edition 15. I think why not? It dealt with so many great issues that I think kids deal with. The reason why that show was different than a 90210 and another show was because it dealt on a really realistic kid level. So many of these shows make kids grow up too quickly, too fast, but really for 15-year-olds that were playing 15-year-olds, I think it got right to the point of what they were dealing with. Now, of course, the issues today are different and kids do grow up faster, but I still think rather than get pushed to, a lot of teenagers watch real adult shows with adult type content. It would be nice to have a show that really deals with the issues at hand for 15-year-olds. So I think there should be a second edition 15. So come on, what are you doing?
Well, I think that's it.